Welcome to KocoSports and ProWrestling.me's Fave 5 show. I am the huge one, aka the idiot Dave Coco from KocoSports.com or KOCOSports.net, so where the world comes to kick ass. Your home for combat sports and above all, where it's okay to be a passionate fan. Also, check out ProWrestling.me, as in 2016, we decided as a staff not to suck. So please go check it out. It's a social media experiment. With all the money we made from YouTube, the stacks and stacks, we decided to invest it in ProWrestling.me because we're like, you know what? That's a wonderful investment to add to your portfolio. And you can also go there to check out LK, who's my co-host today. He has LK VIP for 50 pence a month. Dude, I had no idea what England money was. Like, for real, I've been to England like 20 times, and you got pounds, pence, all that shit. Straight up, like, I've been to China, I've been to over 30 countries. And for some reason, money doesn't fuck with me in other countries. But in England, I literally throw money at people and hope they give me the right change. Like, for real, I could have bought, like, fish and chips cost $300. I wouldn't fucking know. I'm just like, there. Is that enough? Please let that be enough. And meanwhile, the guy's like, yes, $1,000 is enough for those fish and chips. And I'm like, sweet. Anyway, I'm glad LK is here. LK, say hello real quick.
Hello.
All right, I'm glad LK's here because we have a team of Coco Sports guys. But it's safe to say me and LK are the most negative. We're probably the most negative. Boom Boom's like, I don't watch Raw the pay-per-views, and NXT is fine. You know, and the rest of the crew is like, I just don't watch WWE. Of course I fucking love pro wrestling. But me and LK, we watch a ton of pro wrestling. And we were going to do Fave 5 in pro wrestling. But my list would have read Okada, Lucha Underground. That would have been my Fave 5 this year. So, you know, I watched my Monday Night Raw review. And oh my God, am I a negative son of a gun. So I was like, you know what? Let's challenge ourselves. We're not going to do the Fave 5s in pro wrestling because that's easy. There's so many alternatives. Let's be completely honest, okay? Straight up. If it was Fave 5 things about pro wrestling in 2015, would anything in WWE make that list? Because me, no.
Apart from NXT, no. Nothing. Not one.
Not one thing. And that's not good. So please check out your alternatives. And hopefully in 2016, with the launch of ProWrestling.me, me and LK and the rest of the gang will get together. We're hoping to get a couple more people on board. And, you know, even though Raw and WWE, they get most of our views, we kind of want to, like, cover more, branch out, and cover more stuff. And we watch more stuff. We just don't review it because, you know, when you do a 3-hour review of a fucking indie in Pennsylvania and 2 people watch it, and the promoter's like, why the fuck are you reviewing my shit? It's kind of unmotivating at times. But, yeah, so here we go. Fave 5 things about WWE in 2015. With the most negative people on staff, we're going to do this. I guess, you know, since I talk too much, I'll let you go first. Fave 5. What's number 5? Something that in 2015's WWE you enjoyed. Okay, you better be positive. If you're bringing something absolutely horrible, I'm going to fucking punch you right in your fucking UK wiener. Go ahead.
This pains me to say this. I loved how they elevated the US Championship this year. I think they've done a fucking top draw job with the senior US title open challenge every single week. It was the highlight for Raw every single week. It was the one thing that even how shit Raw was, you were like, okay, at least I get the US Open challenge. I know that kills you to say it, Dave. Cena was in the segment of the night every week. Bar none. Okay, he's in the ring with great workers, but in the end of the day, he was still there. It takes 2 to tango, no matter what you say. I loved it. Mid-card championships to me have always been that little, you know, they're there in like a little heart. They're your little heart pounders, okay? They're the matches that kick off the night, that set the tone. Apart from when they put the tag titles on, they set the tone for the night. I just love how the US title this time last year meant jack shit. Who was US champion last year? You can't name them because they're that irrelevant and they don't matter.
When in doubt, always guess Jack Swagger. Like, you'd be like, who was the US champ in 1976? Like, I don't know, but I'm going to say Jack Swagger. Jack Swagger. All right. Yeah, I kind of agree. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say that was my first one.
All right. So I kind of agree. I think it was the best year that John Cena's ever had, especially when he wasn't there. The only problem that I have, we got to be positive, is that you knew John was going to win. but it was his best matches. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. But yeah, all right, I see. My number 5 is a softball. You can make fun of me all you want. And some people might call me out for being hypocritical. And I still have to review this show. I don't know if I'm going to review it because it's a different type of show. But my number 5 is Tribute to the Troops. I served in the military, machine gunner, 0331 for life. I had other 03 MOSs too, Super Squad, 2-6. The funny thing is there's one guy that's in the Marine Corps that's like, yeah! And everyone's like, what is he saying? Is he fucking reading off the alphabet? I like it for many reasons. One, it's the end of the year. It's something for the troops. And for WWE, it's not as hypocritical as Be a Star. It's nowhere near as hypocritical as Buy My Pink Shirt. And the reason why is they're not promising to give the troops any money. Go look at those pink shirts. That's ridiculous. Be a Star, they're the biggest fucking bullies in the world. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. If you've ever been backstage by WWE, if you've ever worked for WWE, if they ever paid you for a job, you will be like, no, this is where I grew up in New Jersey, the land of fucking bullies. And I was like, no. I grew up in the Marine Corps as a goddamn 5'11" fucking nothing private. No, fucking Marine Corps infantry hazing? Nah, I'm good. Yeah, I'd rather have that. I'd rather be in New Jersey where fucking you got a high school kid who's 9'11" and weighs 400 fucking pounds throwing you around because they're trying to show off the Jersey white trash women. And I'd rather be hazed by a fucking staff sergeant that could fucking jam his foot down my fucking throat and kill me at any moment than deal with WWE. So the Be a Star thing is ridiculous. But here's the thing. Tribute to the Troops. I know you're from the UK, so you're like, what? They're not promising anything. They're not saying we're going to give money to the troops. They're not, you know what I mean? They are just putting on a show. And, to me, I think it's the ultimate Vince McMahon show. It's like what WWE would be in the 80s. It would be like what Tribute to the Troops would be Raw every single week if Vince McMahon, really didn't have people whispering in his ears. He think it's his favorite show. And and that's the thing, and even before, Stephanie McMahon's like, we can make charity into money because I'm a dirty, dirty fucking whore. Vince, unlike breast cancer, unlike Be a Star, Vince really gave a fuck about the troops back in the day. He really, for the longest time, you got free fucking shit. Vince McMahon has personally been nice to me because he found out I worked for 0331. The WWE, I try to keep this kayfabe, but WWE just basically paid me to go away at one time, and they were nice to me. They didn't have to be, but they were just like, oh no, we know you served. As a matter of fact, I don't tell many behind-the-scenes stories, but I used to be a sports reporter, and I used to be as young as LK once. And when you're young as LK and you work as a sports reporter, they give you some pretty shitty assignments. And I had to cover the XFL. Got a free Orlando Rage jersey. Woohoo! Go Orlando! Man, I love the XFL. If loving the XFL is wrong, I don't want to be right. But I got to interview Vince McMahon, and he had no interest whatsoever. He did his little thing. I was like, oh, can I get a one-on-one interview? Because that shit was important back in the 90s. Nowadays, holy shit. You mother... it was probably in the thousands. Man, nothing makes me more angry than how fucking pathetic reviewers are, media are. It's just... You're not in the media. You're in a goddamn PR company, you pieces of shit. But anyway, got off on a rant. But I was like, hey, can I get an interview with Vince McMahon? A one-on-one. And they're like, no, Vince doesn't do that. And then someone from WWE noticed me and goes, oh, well, he used to be a Marine. He was infantry, blah, 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 blah. And Vince went out of his way. He was like, oh, okay, just for him. And he gave me a minute sit-down interview, and he was super nice to me. And WWE, if you ever work with them and you're a former Marine or former, because a lot of people on tell for the troops. Oh, we're for being fucking against bullies, but yet they bully everybody. Oh, we're for, you know what I mean? They're full of shit. But one thing about WWE is they're not full of shit. Vince, at the time, WWE was really hot. The XFL wasn't the joke that it is today. Yeah, he gave me 5-10 minute interview, and he was kind as shit. And I would have never got that if someone didn't notice that I was in the Marine Corps. And at the end, he was even because he was like, "Oh, so are you a big WWE fan?" And I was like, "How do I say this without being an asshole?" I was like, I'm a huge pro wrestling fan that grew up on WCW." And then he went into character, and he was really funny. He's like, "This interview is over." But yeah, so they still give tickets. Like, you got a military ID, you can still get tickets. So it's one of the few shows where they're not lying about where the money goes. It's one of the few shows that Vince McMahon and WWE genuinely care about. They don't give a fuck about being a star. That's Stephanie McMahon PR bullshit. They definitely don't give a fuck about breast cancer. If they did, that money wouldn't be going to 90% go fuck yourself. Hashtag science fact. But they really do. And is it a good show? It is tribute to the troops. It's 80s cheesy wrestling at its finest. And if Vince McMahon had his way, that would be Monday Night Raw every week. But I'll save the review. So, yeah, my number 5 is tribute to the troops. I know it's a bit of a softball, but, hey, Vince and WWE are full of shit on a lot of things. They are not full of shit about helping the military. They really do. All right, number 4. Dun, dun, dun. LK, what do you got for number 4? Five things about WWE in 2015. LK, did you freeze? Oh, son of a bitch. LK and your technology. Did I freeze? Well, I guess I'll go first. Let me message him. Boop, boop, boop. This awkwardness brought to you by the XFL. Go watch the XFL. XFL. You freeze? Bam. Oh, man, I hope I didn't freeze. And this is where live comments would be great, YouTube, you fucking asshats. You bunch of fucking asshats. I don't know if I'm on the air. I don't know if he's off the air. But you know what? I'd be like, hey, we had live comments. Let's see. At Cineo_fly says, who was your U.S. champ last year? Dean Ambrose, Sheamus, Rusev. Didn't look it up. Not a diehard fan. Just have an okay memory. Hashtag love the show. Appreciate it. If anyone can on Twitter at KocoSports, just tell me if I'm on the air because fucking YouTube. I'd love to punch YouTube right in the fucking nuts. They want to be Netflix so goddamn bad that they would just fucking destroy everything that makes their fucking site beautiful. Just be proud of who you are, YouTube. Anyway, my number 4, yeah, LK froze. All right, let me see. You coming back? Because this is awkward. You coming back? All right, let's go to my number 4. My number 4 of Fave 5 things about WWE in 2015 is the WWE Network. I made a lot of money through streaming television. I've made a lot of money just giving speeches on streaming television, and I've been wanting a WWE Network for the beginning of time. I think the WWE Network, just as a business model, is the future of television. I think it's the future of I really think it's the future. And, Shane McMahon thought of this. Some asshole made Combat TV 10 plus years before the WWE Network ever came out. And it was good stuff. So, so my number 4 is the WWE Network. Now, granted, I want to say this. The Wii U and WWE Network have something in common. They both had a great 2015. WWE Network and Wii U. The problem with Wii U and WWE Network have that's very common, they promised the world. Like, I don't know what they promised in America for the Wii U, but basically the Wii U was supposed to be what the NX is. Like, they advertised everything that the next system is going to be in the Wii U. Like, there's television commercials where someone has their Wii U pad and they're doing everything on a train. No, my Wii U is in the other room. But this year, Wii U had a great year, Mario Maker, Splatoon, and I think that WWE Network's in the same boat. They promised everything. They delivered shit. It was basically just a membership area, but slowly but surely it is becoming a network. LK. Oh, LK is gone. Now we'll never know what LK's number 4 is. I'm sure it is his internet provider and service. Damn you, LK. Damn you. I think WWE, Andy Paps on Facebook says, I think 2015 WWE was a lot better than 2014 WWE. It had potential. It also had some really bad moments, like the December. December was basically saved on one good Raw. But yeah, it's just WWE right now has a lot of potential, but they fuck it up. It's like they fuck it up. But yeah, I hope 2016 is a lot better. All right, LK, you back?
What the fuck happened there?
I don't fucking know. It's got probably YouTube and Google. I blame everything. You know how like everyone blames you know how like in wrestling everyone blames the IWC? That's me blaming YouTube and Google these days. Like for real. Like if anything goes wrong, I'm like fuck you, YouTube. And we might have to change the way the channel is in 2015 because of YouTube. Dude, you don't know how much like if beating people up was not a fucking crime. Like, if you couldn't go to prison. First off, if I didn't have kids, I would fucking be a vigilante beating up YouTube employees. But if going to jail because I have kids and I don't want to go to jail because, you know, I'm a coward. But if beating people up wasn't a crime, I would literally hang out in Google parking lots and beat the fuck out of their employees. Dude, you have no idea how bad their decisions make me fucking angry. Beyond belief. Beyond belief. And, like, you know how, like, everyone is like in pro wrestling, like, God damn IWC. That's how I am with YouTube and Google. I'm like, God damn it, my iced tea is too watery because the ice cubes melt. God damn YouTube. Anyway, my number 4 was the WWE Network.
Oh.
What was your number 4?
This is. I've never cut like that before. It just froze. It literally just froze. You froze, and I was there talking to myself like, I hope this isn't him who's cut, because to me it froze for you.
Yeah.
I could still see myself, and I'm there like, am I on the air? If so, this is embarrassing. Hello, and then unbelievable. Oh Jesus, wept. It wasn't the internet, because the internet was working, because I could still message you on the phone.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, dear YouTube, get your shit together. Really, 2016. Come on. Hey, this is supposed to be a hobby. It's supposed to be fun. Don't ruin this for us. Anyway, my number 5 was Tribute to the Troops. My number 4 was WWE Network. I think it improved so much this year. LK, your number 5 was ham sandwiches? I forget. U.S. champion.
U.S. championship.
All right,
no, don't just say that. Number 4, we have the New Day. You say guilty pleasure. I say that is a great quote, because in the end of the day, I hate comedy in wrestling. In my opinion, it should be 1-on-1 or 2-on-2, serious competition, 1-on-1. That's how it rolls. But these guys come out, and I'm actually entertained. Like, I've come to the conclusion on the VIP shows now that when I watch WWE, I'm not watching wrestling. I'm not watching that anymore. What I'm watching is sports entertainment. So entertain me with these great characters, these great storylines. Okay, New Day don't have storylines. They don't. But nor does anyone. But they have great characters. And you care when they're in the match. No matter if they're facing Tom, Dick, and Harry 6 or Tom, Dick, and Harry 9 or the Matadores. You don't give a fuck because you're entertained by them because they're great characters. And they're great workers as well. So for me, also because of how they've gone up the card in the tag division anyway, going from a jobbing mid-card act that we all thought would have disbanded and seen Xavier Woods fired to where they are now as tag champs and probably one of the hottest acts in the company, just a testament to how great they are as workers. And it's one of those gimmicks that you can see they love doing it, like they are entertained themselves by doing it, and that puts a smile on my face. So number 4 goes to the New Day.
Yeah, and I agree. A lot of times they hand scripts to people, and I remember DX, Stone Cold, The Rock. The difference of WWE back then, well, there's a lot of differences, but a huge difference that a lot of people don't talk about, those people were having fun. Roman Reigns isn't having fun. John Cena isn't having fun. You know, like, you go down that roster, no one's fucking having fun. Back in the day, The Rock, Stone Cold, you know, you can list the whole fucking roster. They were having fun. And New Day, they're having fun. It is a guilty pleasure of mine, and it was a horrible gimmick, but they just completely owned it. And to me, I find it to be amazing. And I love all 3 athletes. All 3 athletes are just great guys, and hopefully it can go. You know, and a lot of times if someone's having fun, if I could break it down to fucking 16th wall here. the reason why our show doesn't do as good as it could is because a lot of times we're not having fun. People enjoy watching other people have fun. It just is the case. Like, if we were phony motherfuckers, we'd have a lot more subscribers. We'd be like, everything is awesome! Oh my God, did you see Stephanie McMahon slap the shit out of someone? It was amazing! You'd have more subscribers, but I wouldn't be able to look myself in the mirror. But yeah, people like people having fun. So, yeah, I agree. New Day should have made my list, but it didn't. But I enjoyed it a lot. All right, number 3. This is getting like more demographic-y. WWE. I'll go my number 3. I guess since you had technical problems, we'll just keep it rolling like that. My number 3, WWE. The way their working relationship with Japan. Prior to the Kenta signing, no one said good stuff about WWE in Japan. If I remember, like, if you had a house show and a WWE show and it was at the same station and you went to the WWE show, Japanese fans would hand you gay porn. I remember, like, there was a time where, like, I think there's always been a lot of straws, but the straw that broke the camel's back, and like a lot of people that I hang out with in Japanese pro wrestling bars, they made a top 100 pro wrestlers video list, which they weren't all WWE guys. Dave Bautista made the fucking list, and I love Dave Bautista as a person, but he's a horrible fucking wrestler. Dave Bautista made the list. In Japan, that DVD/Blu-ray cost $70. There wasn't one Japanese guy. If you went to the most racist person in the world, all right, and said, hey, top 100, hey, he might call him a racist name, but one of the Japanese guys would have made the top 100. It'd be like, welcome to I'm a racist guy on YouTube. Here's my top 100. And they might throw racist insults towards Japanese wrestlers, but they would still have made the top 100. There's no way not one Japanese guy makes the top 100 of wrestlers of all time. And WWE fans were like, well, it's just WWE guys. Like, no, go look at the list again. Go look at the list again. And they charge $70, and like you could just see, they're like, we're assholes for supporting this. A lot, like, there's a weekly pro wrestling magazine. Boop, right here, weekly pro wrestling magazine. And I remember people would get mad at them because they had a WWE section. They were just like, why? They don't care about us. And then they signed Kenta, and they did everything right. Whoever's in charge of the Japan house shows and the Japan tour did something great. So overall, just the working relationship they have with Japan is the best I've seen in years. Like, and not only that, but like, no one ever talked to me about WWE. Like, everyone knows I'm a pro wrestling fan. It's not like it's a fucking secret. Like, oh, I'm so embarrassed to fucking like what I like. Fuck you, own it. Everyone knows I'm a pro wrestling fan, and no one ever mentioned WWE. They'd always mention, like, oh, back in the day I watched Muda. Oh, back in the day I watched Hashimoto. Oh, how's that young Masawa doing? You're like, come on, Japan. These are non-wrestling fans. But when Kenta signed and Kenta went to the Hall of Fame, there was non-wrestling fans being like, is Kenta really going to be at WrestleMania? Is Kenta real? And signing Kenta, signing Kana, treating the Japan tour with respect, because a lot of times Japan got house shows because J Sports, which is ESPN of Japan, runs the WWE content. They forced them. Like, WWE tried to get out of that contract when they renewed with J Sports. Like, yeah, we don't want to do house shows, and J Sports is like, fuck you, no, you're doing fucking 2 house shows a goddamn year, you assholes. And they did like the bare minimum. They're just like, all right, yeah, go out there. But this year they tried. They brought in WWE Network. Just the way WWE treats Japan in 2015 has been absolutely amazing. And now people talk about WWE, not always in a good light, but, they at least talk about it. You know what I mean? Because before, every WWE fan I've ever met in Japan just loved America. It wasn't like they loved WWE. They're just like, yeah, WWE, I can't wait to go to America one day. I'm practicing English. I'm like, I don't think that counts as being a WWE fan. It's one of those guys that I like the NFL. All right, but yeah, so the way WWE is treating Japan with respect is good, and hopefully they keep it up. Hopefully they keep it up because there's only, I think, two or three countries, because I'm not sure about the Mexican ratings, but I know Mexico holds their own. India, WWE isn't number one, and in Japan, WWE isn't number one. So, like, if you're a worldwide company, you want to be worldwide number one and everything. And I know that a lot of TNA fans say TNA beats WWE in the UK, but is that true, or is that just fucking TNA hogwash?
No, that's complete bullshit. And if you listen to this and you live in England, you know it. Don't make that bollocks up. Look, I did a little check on the ratings. Remember this show, they air pay-per-views for free. They do everything free. And the difference is when WWE's live on Raw, it's 1 a.m. in the morning. You got to understand that. 1 a.m. in the fucking morning if you want to watch that live. Okay, Impact is on 9 p.m. on a Sunday, prime time, on a channel that every single person who owns a television set in this country, if you own a television set, you have access to Impact, they get about 110,000 viewers per week. Raw gets roughly the same. You have to pay £20 a month to get their package. Plus, it's on at 1 a.m. live, so the DVR numbers are going to be through the roof. So if people who say TNA is bigger than WWE in the UK is a bunch of bullshit and a lie, and I can understand why some people think that, because obviously they just see it on the TV. That's all they watch. They don't have Sky Sports. Yeah, that's cool. But in the end of the day, just because you watch it and you don't watch WWE because you don't have access to it on legally anyway, then that does not mean that the whole entire country just watches TNA and not WWE. There is some people who just watch TNA, but they're the people who legit don't have access to WWE. And I guarantee you, if I went up to every single one of them TNA fans, the TNA loyalists, and I said, right, here's 20 quid for the month. There's a subscription package to watch WWE live on a Monday. Every single one of them would watch WWE live on a Monday and not complain about it. I rest assured your ass. And that grinds my gears how everyone thinks that TNA's massive in the UK. They do a big UK tour. It's like, yeah, but right, I'm going to show you a fucking photograph right now on live on this air of how TNA is promoting their big UK tour that they treat with, what is it, so much respect, and they sell out, okay? Right, here we go. Right, look how dirty the wall is. Like, it's not even a clean wall. Like a dirty fucking wall.
It's really hard to see, so you're just going to have to describe it. Oh, there you go.
There you are. Look at that. A dirty wall just stuck on a poster. It's dirty, cheap, and it was down a dodgy alleyway that was scared to walk down. And there you go. And it was really poor and really embarrassing. I was kind of ashamed that, oh, look at that. I thought it was a local indie wrestling show. And I'm like, oh, it's TNA, the big one in the UK. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Absolute filth. I'll get to my number. Fucking, what was I going on about? I was on number 3, wasn't I now?
Yeah, number 3. What's your number 3?
As we are being very positive, I'm going to give all my positivity towards John Cena right now. So number 3, dude, this is it for the year. This is a big moment for me, Dave. This is the whole year's worth culminating in this one show. Like, write this shit down.
I said let's do a positive show and challenge ourselves because we're so negative. I didn't say go fucking insane, but go on.
The Cena versus Kevin Owens feud in the summer, from Chamber to Bank, just top fucking draw. Great matches. It gave Owens the huge win. He should still be talking about that win right now. He should be saying, on my first night at Elimination Chamber, I beat John Cena. He should be still going on about that.
But then how can he tell the world he hates everything? How can he say that he hates rainbows and puppies and fucking people that smile? Fucking Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is the greatest fucking heel that no one fucking boos because who the fuck is the face? Like, really, Kevin Owens shitting in your fucking eyes is still better than 90% of the fucking faces. Like, Kevin Owens is like, we fucking hate you. And we're like, yeah, did you see who the fuck you're feuding against? Yeah, fucking hate us all you want, dude. Fuck you, fat ass. We fucking love you. Fuck you.
That was my feud of the year, so I got to put on the list. I loved and I looked forward to both matches.
I'm trying to be positive. I didn't give a fuck. Like, I thought.
How could you not? How you tell me your hands were not like that?
Dude, I am just fucking so John Cena fucking hatred. Like, there's things I fucking hate way too much. John Cena, the way Google and YouTube run things. Like, they're fucking there. And the third one, I don't know, this might be the first one. But this, let's do a hateful fucking 3 right now. Here's my fucking hateful 3. You ready? Something does surpass John Cena because we talked about this. I hate people that come up to you, say they're going to do something, and fail. Like, why did that conversation even happen? They're like, hey, man, I could do this for you. Wow, really? I didn't come to you. You came to me. Go ahead, do that for me. Just kidding, I'm gone. I don't understand the human race. Like, I don't, like, why did that conversation, why did you ever come to me? Like, why did this happen? Well, what was the point? And my whole thing is, I thought it was a big practical joke, but, like, all the humans do it. So, number one, if you come to me and say you're going to do something and don't, I wish I could fucking shoot you in the face. That's just me. Second, yeah, Google and YouTube, because they just make horrible decisions. Then third is John Cena. So, you know, it has been a good year for John Cena. He's dropping down. All I need is John Cena to be like, hey, do you want me to fucking buy you a car? Sure, John. No. This is it. This would be the ultimate fucking hate experience. John Cena comes to me and he's like, hey, I saw you on Google and YouTube, and me and Google and YouTube decided to buy you a car. And then there's just never no car. Then I'd just be like, you know what? It was the perfect day for hate. It was the perfect day for hate. Anyway, yeah, you love John Cena. We're finding out a lot about you, sir.
No. Are we coming with my Cena shirt on tomorrow for the VIPs only?
Well, sadly, you'd probably get a lot more subscribers. That's what you got to do, man. You got to sell out like a bitch. 2016, LK sells out like a bitch. Be there.
I'm getting all my Cena positivity out of me right now because I know fucking come Raw, we're going to be fucking bashing the shit out of this poor son of a bitch. So Cena, if you listen to this, sorry. Cena, whilst you're watching this at home, doing whatever you're doing, fucking tossing yourself off, I don't know. While you're doing that, take a moment, breathe in. I'm about to put you over. Cena, I love the way how you put Kevin Owens over. Creative did a good job. Great match. Really enjoyed it. However, Creative did fuck Kevin Owens over. This guy should be a star after beating Cena on his first night. He lost to Cena at the next pay-per-view. I think it was Money in the Bank.
Of course he did. And who won the best of 3 there?
I don't think they had the third. I don't think they had the third. I think they just had 2 because they had Elimination Chamber, then they had Money in the Bank, and the pay-per-view after Money in the Bank was SummerSlam, which is where Cena faced Rollins. So I think they only did 2, and I think they're going to save the third one when they need it.
I doubt John Cena put over Owens. But anyway, doesn't matter. For the record, like, I never had to do this. For the record, this is views of LK, not of KocoSports or ProWrestling.me. He does not represent us. All right, my number 2. I never fell in love with wrestlers as quickly as this. You know, I love Charlotte. I love the original Hashimoto Sr. You know, there's some wrestlers, Kurt Angle, that you fall in love with so quickly. And I just think they are the perfect sports entertainers. I think they're absolutely entertaining. And as an indie promoter, I will tell you this. 1 out of 50 fucking guys who say they're technical wrestlers are actually good. So, like, if you have 100 wrestlers and they're like, I'm a technical wrestler, 98 of those wrestlers will suck. That's just #science fact. But these guys are great technical wrestlers, absolute entertainment, and bring joy to my fucking heart. And that's Jordan and Gable. Dude, they're just fucking amazing at everything. And, like, they're so good at fucking wrestling. I have flashbacks to all those shitty indie wrestlers that said they were technical wrestlers and get angry. I would just I would love to have a time machine show up, like, wow, you're not so good looking. Either are you, young Dave. Shut your fucking mouth. And then old Dave would come to that and be like, I'm a technical wrestler. And then I would show Gable and fucking Jordan and be like, really? Really? You're a fat, out-of-shape motherfucker who holds an armbar for 9 fucking minutes while people leave the fucking arena to go get fucking beer. Shut the fuck up. You're not a technical wrestler, you fucking fat, lazy, armbar fucking having piece of shit.
Positive podcast.
Oh, yeah. Jordan and Gable are absolutely fucking awesome. Let's say 100 wrestlers say they're technical. There's 2 that are absolutely amazing. And these are the 2. So for the next 100 wrestlers that say, oh, I'm a great technical wrestler, fuck you. You're no Gable and Jordan. And they're fucking funny. They're fucking entertaining. And I fell hard for them. I don't fall in love that easily. But, oh, do I love me some Jordan and Gable.
They were the most over. They were the most over in the whole takeover of London. They were the most over.
And that's why I love you, England. Much love.
No problem.
Thank you.
You could bring NXT over. You could bring NXT over more often if you want. You know, fuck the. See, look, I told you it's match the full self fuckers. We chanted funny things to entertain ourselves, and look, we had a great time. Lots of people saying, "Oh, they're a bunch of imbeciles. They're worse than Full Sail." No, we weren't. We were just having a great time.
You know what? In 2016, can we not fucking judge fans anymore? Yeah. Like, you ever notice 90% of podcasts that ain't us? That's #science fact. Like, most of the material is judging fans. WC, pro wrestling. I can't believe fans are having fun and cheering. Like, that's 90% of other podcasts. Thank you. Like, comment, subscribe. We can recap. We can literally recap I can recap 90% of every fucking podcast out there. You ready? I'm going to fucking do this so that you don't ever have to go stray ever again. Now, there are the 10% that are good. But 90% of fucking podcasts start off with this. I'm smart. You're smart. I never worked in the business, but I know everything. All right. There you go. 1, 2. Oh, my God. I can't believe the IWC doesn't fucking like pancakes and fucking hopscotch. I love pancakes and hopscotch, and I don't give a fuck what the IWC says. 3. I can't believe pro wrestling fans have fun. Never on my watch. Like, comment, subscribe. Send me fucking money. Oh my God, I got tissues in a box. Now you can get tissues in a box if you put in the code word gofuckyourself.net. There is 90% of every podcast. Congratulations. You've seen them all. Send me money, please, because I decided to do YouTube and started to get a fucking job. There you go. We just did them all. You've seen them all. It's a 2015 recap of every podcast that isn't ours. Anyway, what was your number 2? Mine was fucking Gable and Jordan.
My number 2 was this year's WrestleMania. I honestly, the build for this show was embarrassing. It was dirty. It was filthy. It's disgraceful to every great WrestleMania build that there's ever been. So heading into the show, it was like, oh, I don't want to watch this. It doesn't feel like Mania. It's not right. But I'll tell you what, it was fucking great. Like, literally, it was phenomenal. I mean, Rollins, and if you build a sports entertainer from the ground up, you get Randy Orton. That WrestleMania moment where Rollins went for the curb stomp, Orton lifts him up, hits the RKO. Great WrestleMania moment. Rollins cashing in. 2 stars created in one night. Usually they only go with 1, but they went with 2. They created Rollins, and then, in my opinion, the loss to Lesnar really helped Reigns get to where he is now. Yeah. So you're creating 2 stars in Rollins and Reigns, and overall it's just a great WrestleMania. I mean, Sting's first WWE match, and there was lots of great things coming out of Mania. So my number 2 is this year's WrestleMania.
All right, I got nothing to say. I just disagree, sir, but all right.
Wow. Go. If you disagree, go.
All right, my number 1. You know, I know American Alucard acts like he's the only one, but there was 3 of us. It was me, Rob from KocoSports. By the way, Rob on Cynical is doing a Let's Play career with Darth Coco. So go check out Cynical. He's doing a Let's Play of WWE 2K15 with Darth Coco career mode. So it was me, Rob, and American Alucard. We absolutely love this fucking woman. I think she's the greatest fucking woman in the world. And the fact that she's having success in NXT and people love her, it just feels fucking good. It feels absolutely good. Number 1, hands down, Kana. I just love the fact that so many American fans that never fucking went out of their way to find out who she was before or fallen in love with her. I think she's the greatest fucking female wrestler of all time. And just like Kenta, just like Prince Devitt, just like Yuha Nation, they're only showing about 10% of their skills on NXT. these athletes are so much better, and they can step up their game than they really have. And to me, just Kana being a part of it, she's like a legit celebrity in Japan. Such a great pro wrestler, such a great entertainer. And you always worry when something you love goes to WWE, they'll ruin it. Now, granted, 2016, they might ruin Kana, but just the fact that they just didn't absolutely ruin it. And for me, Rob, an American a la carte who loved her from fucking the beginning of goddamn time, it feels good. It just feels good. It feels good. Like, this is why you should go to your local indies or local events where you live. You get to see, I got to see AJ Styles wrestle in front of 10 people, and I've seen you get to see him wrestle in Wrestle Kingdom. I've got this. Oh, by the way, thank you, Santa. Santa got me Wrestle Kingdom tickets. I got to see Kenny Omega wrestle in front of 10 people and then Wrestle Kingdom. I got to see CM Punk literally wrestle in front of 5 fucking people and be at WrestleMania. And the same thing with Kana. It's, as a fan, even if you're like, oh, well, I just watched WWE, go to your locals go to your local independents, because as a fan, there's nothing better than seeing a guy wrestle in front of 10 to 200 people, maybe 1,000 if the promoter really busts his ass. But, we'll say average. I think an indie average is 200 worldwide. So, well, the good indies average is 200. People lie about their attendance records. Have you ever gone to an indie event and then go online and be like, 3,000 people at the event? And it was like you and a guy named Tom. So the legit average of good indies is probably 200 people. There's a couple indies that draw better. There's a couple indies that draw worse. But if I had to average it out, so you're sitting there with about 200 people, maybe less, seeing this guy bust his ass, and then you see him on the big stage. As a fan, that journey is such a great investment. And I got to see Kana wrestle in the indies, her own fed here. And to see her have so much success and the American people to accept her feels so goddamn good. And I'm really worried about NXT and WWE just embarrassing some of my favorite guys. Yuha Nation is just absolutely amazing. Prince Devitt, Kenta, Kana. These are some of my favorite fucking wrestlers in the world. And now they're in WWE NXT and they're not fucking being embarrassed. I don't know. That fucking Yuha Nation match in fucking UK was a little ridiculous. But Kana's success, I'm just a huge fanboy of Kana. And it just feels good because, she's such a kind, awesome person. And she's such a great wrestler. And I don't fanboy much. I'm not going to lie. I do fanboy a lot, Okada. But I don't fanboy as much as I probably should or is the average amount of fanboying. But just seeing Kana being accepted by the masses in NXT, it just feels so good. And I hope they keep pushing her. Granted, the reality is when we do our Fave 5 things in 2016, we can just start crying and go, Kana had to put Nikki Bella over 12 times. But we're just focused on 2015. Kana's amazing, and I'm glad the world gets to see it. Because the thing is, AJ Styles, there's always talks Okada, there's rumors of Nakamura. There's always talks about them going to WWE. And WWE, obviously, we're trying our best to 5 things. They're famous for just ruining people's careers. Chris Hero. They're just famous for ruining people's careers. And, you look, and when someone's career isn't ruined and they get to be on the big stage, it's just a great feeling. So my number one fave thing about WWE in 2015, Kana. Bam. What's your number one? If you say John Cena, I'm stabbing you right in the fucking penis with this pencil.
My number one is As Expected. You say it along with me. You know what the words are.
No. I know this is just a joke. This can't be real.
This is a rib. This is a rib. My actual number one.
All right.
Is actual the WWE Network, not WWE itself, because they don't deserve my number one spot. The WWE Network staff, the WWE Network content, the classic content, everyone who's busted their ass off for the past 30 years, they get it. Every single one of them. Literally on a day, for instance today, when I woke up, the first thing I did was I chucked on Backlash 2003, just something random. While I went and had a shower, I just left it on the background. You can hear it. Fucking Rock versus Goldberg is fucking atrocious, by the way. Don't ever go back and watch that.
Leave the memories alone. There's rumors.
Yeah, don't go back.
There's rumors at some internet sites. I don't know how reliable they are. I'm just reading it off Facebook and Reddit that there might be a rematch of Goldberg versus Brock. There's sites reporting that, which would be ridiculous. But I think that's just Goldberg trying to get more money out of TNA. But I don't know. It was one of those things. I saw a headline, and it was such a bad headline, I didn't give a fuck. I didn't even click. And I normally don't do that. That's one thing I hate about the Facebook generation. Like, granted, there's clickbait, which I hate, but I also hate when, like, there's not an actual story. They're like, Bill Goldberg fucking gives blowjob to Stone Cold Steve Austin. And you click on it, you're like, oh, wow, I didn't fucking expect that of those two gentlemen. And they're like, could you imagine if that really happens? And you're like, give me my clickbait. So, you love beating up Dave Meltzer. I don't know much about Dave Meltzer, but I know LK hates Dave Meltzer.
It's just how you can make a living about, like, he makes up bullshit literally just on the spot. He's like, oh yeah, breaking news, by the way, Seth Rollins, no, okay, so here we go. So tomorrow night on Raw, okay, this is Dave Meltzer's night, okay, so he's on his Wrestling Observer bullshit, which people pay $60 for, which really cracks me up. So he'll be there on his podcast like, ladies and gentlemen, we have breaking news. Sting has entered the building. Breaking news, it's 9:05. Sting has took a dump in the cafeteria. 9:10. Sting just shook hands with Vince McMahon. It's like, dude, fuck off. Like, it's wrestling. Like, there's backstage info, and then there's just being with the guys. Like, no, like, leave that alone. Like, if you're a fan of Dave Meltzer, good for you. But personally, I think he kills the business. Like, it's okay knowing news, TV ratings, things like that. That's great. That's cool. But to actually know,
I don't know. I don't really go to Meltzer. But I probably, like, I don't go to Meltzer, but places I probably do go to steal from Meltzer.
Hacks.
Well, usually, yeah. But here's my thing. I just think it's hard. I think it's, like, not easy. Like, a lot of people hold wrestling media to a higher standard than CNN, which I find fucking hilarious. They're like, oh my God, Meltzer got it wrong. I'm like, do you not watch other news? Do you not, like, and not that, but you're also trying to predict something that they can change last second. So I don't know. Granted, does he probably make stuff up? Probably. But with that said, it's a secretive business. People can lie to you and that. But here's the thing about Dave Meltzer, though. I honestly, deep down inside, think he got paid to take a dive on the CM Punk story. Remember when he said CM Punk is returning that one time in Chicago? It just benefited WWE so much. But I could be wrong. I just think it's not an easy gig that he has. I wouldn't want to do it, but I guess he has to do it. But yeah, does he probably make stuff up? Probably. But at the same time, like, if I'm just going to make up a random guy. If Diamond Dallas Page says, hey, I'm in the fucking arena, I'm returning tonight, and you report that, and you're like, that never fucking happens, well, what the fuck? That's what he said. But then again, he might just have such a big reputation. He's like, I'll just make stuff up. Because I see people make shit up all the time. Like, I have friends that make shit up all the time, and like, I kind of call them out on it, but they're like, how do you know? And I'm just like, all right. I don't know. But I don't live in a spoiler culture.
Yeah,
I don't know. I try to avoid spoilers because then you give your honest feedback. Like, and that's another thing in 2015. In 2015. In 2016, let's not review stuff that we never saw. Like, I'm not a big fan of people reviewing shit they never saw or read, or, you know what I mean? It's crazy. Like, I've seen reviews where I'm like, you obviously did not watch the show. You know what I mean?
Review a show,
dude, it happens a lot. It's crazy, I tell you. All right, so, yeah, my number one was Kana. Your number one was WWE Network. Let's go to a couple live comments. I apologize that Google and YouTube are fucking horrible human beings. But we still got some. At Osinio _Fly, Cena vs. Owens had 3: Chamber, Battleground, and Money in the Bank.
Battleground, good shout. I took my capture, gentlemen. Yeah, fuck. Just I guess Cena won it back. Yeah, okay. Now I'm pissed off that Cena got that spot. I'm tempted to neglect him from the number 3 spot.
You're like, John Cena, breaking news. LK has taken you out of the number 3 spot in his Fave 5. John starts fucking crying. Nikki Bella's like, it's okay. Remember, they're all haters. How often do you think Nikki Bella and John Cena like call people haters or like blame shit on the internet? They're like, no, we're great. You're great. It's the internet and the haters. Yeah, that's it. Look at it. We're rich. So that justifies us not being good at our jobs. Yeah. And then Vince walks in. He knocks on the door. And he's like, hey, guys, so which one of you are sucking my dick? And they both run and be like, we're both going to. We've waited our whole lives for this moment. Oh, this was supposed to be a positive show. Well, I'm positive McMahon's getting a blowjob, so there you go. All right. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but at Sinister Lob on Twitter, he liked us and tweeted us. So much love. Appreciate that. Boop, 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 bum, ba-dum. And Forsaken, congratulations, he's our 2015 Fantasy Wrestling League champion, and we have to get Forsaken on Fave 5. Matter of fact, Forsaken and a bunch of other people. I know a lot of people want to come on the shows, and if you're interested, you have to be over 18, and maybe we'll give people test runs because I want to like grow. Just realize spoiler, you're not going to get rich doing YouTube. Okay, you just see LK screen click. You're like, what? Click. LK storms off. But, yeah, maybe we can do Fave 5s. I know Forsaken, we have to do a Fave 5. Fantasy Wrestling was a lot of fun. We're putting it on hold. We had a guy who said they were going to make an auto thing. They came to us, and then they're like, okay, we're ready to make an auto thing. Okay, you can at least return a message saying I'm not gonna do it. All right, you can at least do that. It's fucking Christmas. But yeah. So we're taking a break from fantasy wrestling because the thing is, in fantasy wrestling, everyone gets excited for the draft, and then once the draft is over, like we're keeping scores of this shit, and then like no one returns. They're like, hey, how did I do? And you're like, all right. But yeah, well, maybe we'll bring fantasy wrestling back in the future. But that was all Forsaken, and we got to bring Maybe we call it Forsaken's Fave 5. We should have let Forsaken on tonight. Oh well, sorry Forsaken, we love you. Congratulations on the championship. The Fighting Kangaroos, 2nd place. We went from 1st to 2nd. I think I picked the wrong Uso. I don't even know who the fuck am I. But I sold out this year. See, last year I didn't sell out. Last year I went with who had heart, and we won the championship. This year I was like, well, Ryback's on television, Kane's. And I just sold out like a bitch. So let fantasy wrestling teach you a lesson, kids. Never sell out like a bitch. Anyway, here's Forsaken's Fave 5. Cena not winning the WWE World title. That's a good one. I did not know that happened. I'm going to go with Forsaken wrote it on Google+, so it has to be true. 4, bringing up better talent to the main roster. Yeah, but still there's that Kevin Dunn, let's fucking ruin people. Like, I don't like the Ascension, but what happened to them? That should be a crime. Like, the police, what are you doing, police? Like, you literally, law enforcement in the city should go and arrest WWE Creative for what they did to Ascension. That is not allowed. And if that's not even allowed in third world countries, what they did to the Ascension. And poor goddamn Bo Dallas. Number 3, Seth Rollins main event push in 2015. Yeah, I'm just happy, he had talent. I was happy that he got it. I'm sad he got hurt. And I'm sad that, like, sometimes he went too overboard with the cowardness. Like, sometimes he would hit the cowardly heel thing perfect. But then sometimes it was so fucking ridiculous that you were embarrassed for him and his family. Like, you just want to call up and be like, Mama Rollins, I'm really sorry your son is doing this right now. Click. So it got a little crazy. The women's division in NXT, not the Divas division. Oh, that's a good one. That's what it didn't make my list. And NXT, number 1, the show and the talent says it all. All right, so that's a good Fave 5. You can put your Fave 5s in the comments or on Google Plus or on Facebook or Twitter. Man, my mission in 2016 is to find a Google employee and be completely nice to them. just be completely, because they're such nice people. They do horrible things, but they're so kind. It's like working with FCW and WWE. They do horrible things, but they're so kind. But just be kind back. I'm like, hey, wow, you work for YouTube? Wow, you guys are making some really good decisions. Here, let me buy you a coffee. Buy him an expensive coffee. Buy him a cake. Because you're at a cafe. I imagine this is going down in a cafe, and you're like, wow. And then buy him a coffee. Buy him a cake, and then wait till about the third bite, so he lets his guard down. Throw the fucking coffee. No, first of all, that's not fair. Throw his cake on the fucking ground. Throw coffee in his face, and he's like, "What the fuck?" Punch him right in the dick and walk away. Don't even explain yourself. Don't, because they don't explain why there's no live comments on fucking YouTube right now for this video. They don't explain why they're getting rid of webcams. They are fucking Netflix fucking wannabe whores. So I can't wait. And if you're a Google employee and some fat motherfucker in Japan offers you cake and coffee, be ready, because it's happening to you. Oh, I'm going to be so kind. I'm like, wow, Google and YouTube changed my life. Let's not be evil. You guys are amazing. And then I'm going to sit down that Google employee. And then with the cake, throw it on the fucking ground, coffee in the face, like, what was it? Ah! And just walk away. Don't explain nothing. Never talk to him again. Just walk away. And then if they watch this video, they'll know why. And let me tell you something. You fucking deserve it. I don't give a fuck if you're like, all I do is clean the G and Google on the Google statue. Fuck you. Fuck you. You're all evil. Like, comment, subscribe. Anyway, yeah, so 2015, it was a bit of a grind, but there were still some positive things in it. I think, you know what? The thing that keeps me watching WWE, and it's hard. Like, if you watch my Monday Night Raw reviews, let me put it this way. I told companies I work for and schools I work for that in 2016 I'll be open on Tuesday. Because I used to have like a really strict rule. Like, no, I watch Monday Night Raw, I review it. This is what I do. And when you work for multiple companies, when you run multiple companies, work for multiple companies, and teach, it's very prima donna-ish. Like, especially in Japan, because Japan, people just love to work. And I'm just like, no, I don't work on Tuesdays. Like, they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm fucking Dave Coco, bitch. I don't work on Tuesdays. And, yeah, Raw has been so bad this year that, like, I just started telling them, like, yeah, if you need me on Tuesdays, just tell me in advance. Just tell me in advance. I just hope, the grind, what keeps me going is that there is potential. Like, if you look at the roster, it's absolutely amazing. If they just weren't so old and stubborn and stupid, this could be such a great fucking product. And that's, I guess, why I keep watching. Okay, you got any final thoughts before we go to Plugfest 2015?
No, fuck it. I'm straight on that Plugfest 2015 train. Go on it.
All right. Check out KocoSports.net, KocoSports.com. Bam Bam Bigelow made our Combat Sports Hall of Fame, and there's supposed to be a lot more, but our fucking staff sucks balls at KocoSports.net, and hopefully we improve it. Check out ProWrestling.me. We're trying to build a community where it's okay to be a fan, and a fan doesn't mean you're a positive asshole who cries all the time. It just means you're passionate. Like, I don't understand that. I'm a Rays fan, dude. You have to have heartache to be a real fucking fan. And hopefully we can get more podcasts on board, Let's Players. I'd really like to make an awesome community that's nothing about pro wrestling. No politics. No, my girlfriend left me for my fucking brother. None of that shit. Just all pro wrestling, and it should be a lot of fun, and hopefully we'll do it a lot more. And so 2016 is a really big time. I've written a lot of books, but I've been either a ghostwriter or just ghostwriter. I'd say pen name, but even my pen name would be ghostwriters. This is the first time I've written a novel with my name and all that, and it's being published, and it comes out February 25th, 2016, or I will fucking do the Google thing to my publisher. Like, oh, I'm glad. Oh, here's some cake. No, I'm just fucking with you. But, So yeah, and it's called Operation Freak Show. It's about a bunch of vigilantes who wear luchador masks and kill pedophiles. You know, good Hallmark entertainment Christmas value stuff. And I hope it does good. It's a really dark book, but I hope it does good for two reasons. One, food. I'm very fat and need food. And my wife and my kids with their high standards. Daddy, I want to eat 3 meals a day. We need a roof over our head. I can't go to school naked. Oh, all right. I guess we need money. Jesus Christ. There's a little fucking YouTube. That, and if the book sells, I've written over, like, I have like 60 books already planned out, and I've already written like 6 books. And the publisher, you know, is a great publisher. Much love to the publisher. And the Yeager family and all that. And but, you know, if we sell a lot of copies or enough copies, then they'll start publishing the other stuff. So I'm always joking, like, if you don't like Operation Freak Show, there's 5 more that are completely different. If it was up to me and I self-published, I'd probably publish 2 at the same time, so that, like, you can be like, well, if you don't like this dark shit, here's something that's more comedy. But they were like, we don't trust you enough. I'm like, oh, well, I understand. I understand. So, yeah, hopefully you guys check it out. Also, Coco Plays, the greatest goddamn YouTube channel no one knows about, where I'll talk about anything. So basically, just like this, I'll talk about anything while playing RBI baseball badly. I try to keep this channel just pro wrestling, but rumor has it, sometimes I go on a rant about buying Google employees cake. So please, go, like, here's the thing. ProWrestling.me has failed, but I kind of know why it failed. Coco Plays failed, and, like, it had the lowest of goals. I was like, well, I have 7,000 subscribers. If 200 of those 7,000 come over, I'll call it a success. And, like, the goals were so low, and, like, it was the biggest. Like, I think Coco Plays and ProWrestling.me were my biggest failures in 2015. So we got to turn that around. But I was convinced. Like, even LK is like, why the fuck are you doing this? Because LK was, you lead the league in making fun of Coco Plays, I assure you. I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to do it. It's going to be fun. I'm like, I'll at least get 200 people over there. Nope. Nope. And then the funny thing is, like, we get, like, comments and they're like, why ain't you talking pro wrestling? And I'm like, I feel like a singer. And they're like, play the hits. Yell about John Cena. All right. I'm sorry. I tried something new. So, yeah, if you feel bad enough for me, check out Coco Plays. My goal was in December to have at least 200 subscribers. And I was like, yeah, I'll plug it. I'll get 200 subscribers. I was wrong. We're at 66. I'm going to go with ProWrestling.me. Okay, it struggled. It's not where we want it to be. But Coco Plays, wow. That's my biggest failure of 2015. I hope John Cena's like, you fucking loser. Also, my son and my son do a channel called Pumpkin Cheese. LK has a VIP area on ProWrestling.me. You get 50 pence a month, and he does a podcast pretty much every day. And hopefully we can have LK do more stuff on .me and this channel in the future. Because I think my backup plan, do you know what plan B is for this channel? Plan B is I just give up on pro wrestling and it's up to LK to yell about John Cena. Like, you're the Jedi Master. I'm training you. I'm like, all right, this is step 1. No graphics. Step 2. Make sure every now and then you just rant about anything at all. Step 3. Always hate John Cena and it's always his fault. Small penis, goddamn John Cena and his giant penis making my small penis look bad. Anything, just it's John Cena's fault. And then I'll pass you the lightsaber. And I'll be like, congratulations, it's your channel now. But yeah, so, and I think that's it. Do we have to plug anything else? Wrestling Ranted's award show. I might be doing a Tribute to the Troops show. I liked it. I think, is that good enough for the review?
I'll buy it. I liked it.
Tribute to the Troops. Tribute to the Troops review. I liked it. I am over. I don't know. And no one makes me feel really bad about the Tribute to the Troops. Hey, Jerry already made a graphic for it, and Jerry barely ever makes graphics. He barely does anything. I fucking hate you, Jerry. I love you, but I hate you. Jerry's the fucking John Cena of goddamn Coco Sports, in good and bad ways. But yeah, so I'll probably do a tribute to Hoops. Check out Wrestling Ranted. He's having an award show. Geek Essentials, Sword Dog. I don't know. I love Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, but that has nothing to do with actual product placement. I do love peanut butter cups. That's one thing I miss about America the most. Is it sad that that's what I miss about America the most? I love Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. So 2016, going to be a great year. All right, LK, any final words? Or are we just wrapping this bad boy up?
We'll wrap this one up.
All right. Like, comment, subscribe. I have 1,000 ideas for videos, so hopefully we can get it all done. Okay, thank you for being part of it. And hopefully five things about WWE in 2016 we'll be high-fiving and saying, wow, can you believe how much they improved? What percentage? Okay, let's do this. We'll end with a question. Question for everybody, but LK, you're the only one here, so you're going to have to answer. What percentage do you give that at the end of the year in 2016, we talk about how amazing the company turned around?
Well, Vince has quite a high percentage of dying, doesn't he? So.
Oh my God! All right, go on. What percentage?
So, he's what, 71, 72. So we'll bump it up to 10, 20%. He's getting old now. He's rocking on a bit. So 20%. The talent in NXT could get called up. I'll say, I'll be generous. I'll go 30. That's generous. What a great mood I must be in. 30. Wow.
Santa must have gave you a great gift.
Fucking hell.
I don't know. I want to say 30. I want to say 40, but I just know. I just know it's going to be horrible. Well, at least we got Lucha Underground Season 2. That has nothing to do with WWE. We have New Japan World, Wrestle Kingdom. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to agree with you 30%. But I want to be wrong so bad. I just... And hopefully people watch the alternatives. Watch the alternatives. Because it's hard to review alternatives because you feel like an idiot. You really do. Have you ever reviewed something you absolutely loved and no one watched it? That's it. The alternatives. You guys need to check out alternatives. Oh, God. You know how many TNA fanboys are going to comment later?
Oh, no.
But hey, in 2016, as long as a Hardy doesn't have the title, I will give, as soon as Hardy officially doesn't have the title, I don't read spoilers or anything, but as soon as Hardy doesn't officially have the title, because he still has the title, it's the tournament, go fuck yourself. As soon as Hardy doesn't officially, the tournament's over and he doesn't have the title, that's when I'll give TNA another chance. I cannot give TNA a chance after the EC3 loss. I just can't. Because here's the thing, WWE, I'm going to give props to WWE fans. WWE fans, hey, you might have a shitty product, but here's the thing. You have thick skin. You can admit it. Like, I think it was a perfect storm. EC3 loses to Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy goes on YouTube and loses it, and the TNA fan base defends it. I was like, dude, I'm done. Like, if the TNA fan base was angry and said, hey, no fucking way, this is bullshit, then I could still watch TNA. But, like, when Matt Hardy beats EC3 with a 4-day, and I might be giving an extra day. I don't know. It might have only been a 3-day. With a 4-day storyline, Matt Hardy beats EC3 and then gives up the title on YouTube, and you defend that. I'm just like, dude, the product's not for me. Well, like, it's not for me.
It's simple. You summed it up in one word. It was YouTube and Google fucking with you. They paid TNA to get the title off EC3. They didn't want you happy.
with John Cena ad revenue.
Yeah. It's simple.
Now here's my question. Now that I've had Operation Google Cake, when someone's nice to you and buys you a coffee and cake, that will always be in the back of your head. You're like, oh fuck, they're gonna pull a Google. That's what we officially have to call it. We're creating a new word. The last new world of 2015. Google Cake. It's when you say something completely nice about someone you hate, buy them cake, coffee, wait till they have like 3 bites and a couple sips, then you throw the cake on the ground, throw the coffee in their face, punch them in the balls, walk away, never say anything again. That move is now officially called the Google cake. Now, dude, how often are you going to be afraid when someone buys your cake and coffee? Like, I could see you coming, like, here's a question now. Now that you know what a Google cake is, you come to Wrestle Kingdom next year, you know, you save up your pennies, we go to Wrestle Kingdom together, we have a little school trip of Internet Infantry, we get the Internet Infantry gang together, and I'm like, hey, LK, thanks for all your hard work, and I buy you a cake and a coffee. In the back of your head, do you think, oh, fuck, the Google cake is coming? It's like the ultimate fucking swerve, a Google cake. Second question. This show should have ended 20 years ago. If you're still watching, give yourself a Barry Horowitz. You're the real fucking MVP. Second question. Is there anyone in the world, please don't be me, that you'd love to Google cake? You have to be nice to him. Okay, is there anyone in the world you'd like to Google cake? And he's looking at the list. Dave, Coco, Boom Boom. No one.
Zack Ryder.
Oh, Zack Ryder would totally fall for the Google cake.
He's such a douche. Oh.
I love Zack Ryder.
Oh, talk about leaving on a high note. Oh, beautiful.
Zack Ryder, 2016. All right. I don't know why I did this. I normally never do it. Just trying to stay young, kids. Trying to stay young. All right. We're officially over. We were officially over a long time ago, I assure you. But now it's really done. Like, comment, subscribe. KocoSports.net, ProWrestling.me, LKVIP, and above all, Coco Plays. With that, I am over. Bum, 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 bum.